Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do a weekly reading for you friends, and it's an important week because this week is the reset. That's what we're talking about this week. What does the reset look like for you? Now, in Aries, Saturn and Neptune are coming to a 0-degree conjunction, and that is like an anomaly because the last time that Saturn and Neptune were anywhere near each other in Aries was over 300 years ago. It was back in the 1700s, and so this literally is a reset. Now that conjunction happens tomorrow, but of course everything is already getting into place, right? So when Saturn and Neptune were coming out of Pisces, right? Pisces, when they were in Pisces, it was like you were being asked to feel things and dream things. And now that it's in Aries, it's like, now put your money where your mouth is. It's time for the reset. It's time to do it. So yeah, this is unprecedented times. And we already know that because we know what's going on around the world, right? It is unprecedented times. So let's find out what's going on for you, not going on you, but going on for you, Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's find out what's going on here. Please remember that this reading is not only for the sun signs. This reading is for Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs in Taurus as well. So we've got one card on the table already. Thank you for being here. Let's find out what else we've got for Taurus. Oh, we'll take the first one that fell out, and we'll take one more. Tell me more about Taurus. Tell me more about Taurus. What does the reset look like for Taurus? All right. Let's see what's going on here. Bottom of the deck, we should look at that. It says grapes. It says, time to go out and have some fun, friend. All right. Here we go. I kind of love this. So, just going to say at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about a new sale that I have on private reads, if you're interested in that. Also about the membership area and how to get to the extendeds. Okay, so we've got Caterpillar. It says, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Well, isn't that exactly what we're talking about? Look, you have a chance to reset at the 0-degree and decide for the rest of the year what you're going to do. For the rest of a very long time, actually. It's not just for the rest of the year. So, although the caterpillar moves very slowly, the caterpillar does not stay a caterpillar for a long time, right? Only half its life. And then it's reborn as the butterfly. Transformation is what the caterpillar is all about. That's why it's saying that they're not always going to stay the same, right? That's both the good news and the bad news, that everything changes. And so a change is coming, Taurus, a change for you. We'll find out what that is when we throw some tarot down. We've got the well, family wishes come true. So good wishes for your family. And then we have success. So it could be some sort of success that is coming in your family, possibly. All right. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus and Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Let's get some tarot on the table. Find out what's going on. Tell me about Taurus and their reset. Tell me about my tribe, my bull tribe family. Tell me about Taurus. All right. Taurus, we've got the Fool in the reverse. You know what? It feels like you're being shoved into the next season. It sort of is the Neptune Saturn conjunction, right? You're being shoved into the next season. So I'm going to say that somebody here has been holding back. You're ready. You're ready. Just going to say that again. Taurus, you're ready. You're just afraid to take the leap because maybe you feel unprepared. And really the Fool in the reverse is, what if I fail? What if I look a fool? What if I jump off the edge and there's no net? What if I fall to the bottom and there's only rocks down there and not water? It feels like somebody here is worried about some sort of big change that's coming up. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we've got the Five of Swords. There it is. It's a conflict, right? It's a mental conflict that you're dealing with. And so I feel like this is normal energy. But, I'm a Taurus too. So to me, this is normal energy. It's normal Taurian energy. The change is already here. The change is coming. You'll soon be slipping into the chrysalis if you're not there already. Possibly your life has been going through such a painful transformation because that's what's going on in the chrysalis, right? When the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, right? It's not a party in there. Body is melting. Everything is changing. It literally melting down and restructuring itself. So you might be in this painful situation where you're like, does this crap ever end? Like, what's going on? I feel like I'm floating, or feel like I don't know what's going on just yet. So the Knight of Swords comes in to bring some clarity. Give you a little bit of information about what's going on. So I feel like you're going to get some clarity soon. The changes that are coming are aggressive. And so I feel like with the Fool in the reverse and the Knight of Swords, this feels like aggressive energy. No wonder you're in the Five of Swords. I don't ask why you are. I ask why not. Like, if you're taking this better than half of the Taurus tribe, then good on you. But I feel like the Five of Swords is like somebody in their head saying, you know what? If this doesn't let up, I'm going to lose my crap everywhere if this doesn't let up. It feels like you don't want things to change, or you're having a hard time adjusting to the change, because I feel like you're being shoved into it. I feel like you want to go when you want to go, but the universe is saying, look, now's the time. There we go. You're the star. You've always been the star. So start working on your manifestations and get hopeful, because I feel like the universe is trying to teach you how to fly, and you're scared that you are going to jump and there's no net. But the universe wants to know, how much do you want it? How badly do you want the change? We've got the Nine of Wands, and we've got the full moon. Okay, so we've got the moon. Right now there is a new moon, right, that we just had in Aquarius with a that could sort of be the star and the moon energy, could sort of be this eclipse energy that we're looking at here. The Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So it looks like you've been working really hard toward the future here, but I still feel like you're feeling weighed down. There are some really important and really hard decisions that you're about to make at the end of this. I don't know. It feels like the end of a cycle, but I feel like you're being pushed into another cycle that feels just as unstable, I would say. It feels unstable, that you're not really sure. I want to say that you're burnt out. It feels like you're burnt out with all of the overthinking. It's like you're trying to stay, as Taurus will, trying to stay one step ahead. And it feels like things are bearing down on you or dropping like all around you quicker than you can pick the things up. Just saw somebody with a bag of groceries and it's paper and all the stuff fell out the bottom on the stairs. It's like everything's falling apart faster than you can repair it. There's something here that you don't see, and we'll talk about that in a second here. It feels like things are not as they seem. You're in this Nine of Wands energy, Taurus, which I feel is legit, based on you being in the chrysalis or headed your way to the chrysalis. The thing is that once the caterpillar gets in the chrysalis and it gets out, it is admired for the rest of its life. Like, people, like, there's whole butterfly sanctuaries. People love butterflies. They are a period of that calls, or that imitates resilience, right? And I'm going to say that only, like, survival of the fittest. That's why we incarnated at this time, Taurus, because it's survival of the fittest, and we're the strongest souls. All of us who are watching this, all of us that are here. So I feel like there is this Fool energy that is in the reverse. I want to say that things are happening quicker than you want them to, because the Knight of Swords is here. I feel like you're in your head, like, what the hell exactly is going on? The Nine of Wands is like, I am just freaking exhausted, like, I'm mentally exhausted. I thought that I was going to get my wish fulfillment. Elsie said, keep manifesting what I want, and all I got was the shit show. Right? The thing is that things have to fall apart before they fall back together again. I know you've heard me say that before, but the moon tells me that you are sort of out of sorts. Like, when does this stop? What is going on, and when does this stop? Tell me about the Fool. We've got the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Temperance card. There it is. Ooh, and the Tower. Yikes. Okay, so that's really the shove off the edge is what it feels like. So somebody here is not necessarily a fan of change, and I feel like you would have never gotten into the chrysalis if you knew what a shit show was going to be. If you knew that everything was going to liquidate, and then you would have to build it up from the ground again, you probably wouldn't have agreed to it. But I feel as though with Temperance here, the moment of alchemy shows up, the Tower falls, and has you just dodging things left and right. I feel like some of those things that you're dodging are financial things. I feel like this push, this shove, is forcing some of you to get your shit in order. It's I keep saying the word shit. I'm sorry for those of you who don't like the expletives, but it's really the only words I can find to explain what exactly is going on here without getting too detailed. Like it feels like the Six of Pentacles here is like, I've been giving and giving and giving. I don't have anything more to give. I'm exhausted. I'm burnt out. I can't think about it anymore. I don't know what my next move is. I feel like I'm just like, that things are just coming at me so quickly. Like, you know, when you're trying to bag your groceries and they're throwing all the groceries at you in the line, like it feels like that. You can't keep up with the bagging process. But the Six of Pentacles tells me that I've been willing to give the universe reciprocal energy, or I've been willing to give a person reciprocal energy, or my work reciprocal energy. But something here is about to shift and change, and it's supposed to, but I think it feels like hell. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think it feels good at all. It is taking you to a place of success, because the caterpillar, once it gets into the chrysalis, as long as everybody leaves it alone until it's finished its transformation, it is a successful transformation. Let's find out what's happening really quick here. This could be something to do with your money, your workplace. We've got pentacles here, right? Maybe there's a plan that you made with somebody, and I feel like that plan is not going to plan because the Tower got involved and said, nope, you're not doing that. Now we're doing this. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. We've got the King of and the Queen of Wands. What is going on here? We've got the King and the Queen of Wands with the King of Cups. Taurus, I think you're about to take a detour. For those of you who are looking at this as a relationship reading, I feel like you're taking a detour, and there is something that's about to go down here that you're not expecting, because the Knight of Swords is here and cannot be predicted. The Knight of Swords is brave, but also is unpredictable, because that's Gemini energy. I'm just going to come in and say it as it is. I'm going to call it as I sees it, whether you agree with that or not. We got the King and the Queen of Wands. To me, that does feel like two people who are mirroring each other, or who are getting together and expressing deep feelings. That's what it feels like here with the Knight of Swords. Somebody's just going to say it. It's like somebody feels as though they have to just say it, because there isn't going to be another moment when they can actually just say it. Let's talk about the Five of Swords here. Somebody here is burnt out from having to make decisions, or the overthinking. It feels like with the Five of Swords that it's a battle that's going on in your head here, Taurus. Tell me more about this. We've got the Hermit energy. You're spending a lot of time alone, and you're spending a lot of time alone in your head about the past. I really do feel someone here is going through a restructuring in their life, because this is the reset. There it is. We go to the tens. The tens, you know that when things come to the tens, that there's also the ace in the room. What is that? That's a leaving an old cycle and jumping into a new cycle. And so I feel like this Ten of Pentacles is telling me that you are ready now to do your reset and move into the future. It's time for you to cut away from the past. I feel like in order for you to get out of your head, I think it's something that you're thinking on a loop, something that's over and over and over again, that's something from the past that you can't let go of, and then the end of the cycle comes. And instead of sitting here with this past energy, you use that energy to plan for the future. I feel like it takes you to the Ace of Pentacles. It does really feel like a reset. So I think for some of you that we're talking about a financial reset. So if you're waiting on the job, you're waiting on the raise, or possibly you're being shoved into a financial reset. Like maybe something is going on that you're forced to do. Maybe something has gone on financially and the bank is forcing you to do something, or a creditor is forcing you into something. Maybe the IRS or Canada Revenue is forcing you into something. It feels like your hand is being forced here, but I want to say that it's for the purpose of transformation of your future. It feels like it's transformation of your future. Let's talk about the Moon energy. Tell me what it is you don't see, because I feel like you have been manifesting. I feel like even though all of this is terrorizing your life at this moment, that I want you to know that the purpose of all of this is to get out of this place where you were feeling it, thinking about it, dreaming about it. And now with the 20th of February coming, And the year of the fire horse that we're in, look, we're hitting the ground running is what we're doing. So I feel like you're exhausted with this whole manifestation thing. You're exhausted with feeling hopeful. I feel like there's somebody here who's feeling hopeless. And I'm going to say to you that that's because the transition has been especially hard for you, Taurus. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Strength card. The universe is trying to force you to have courage to get out of a comfort zone. Now, that comfort zone could be maybe you were spending too much. Maybe you were living on credit. Maybe someone's suing you for something that you owe. Like, it feels like it's forcing you to look at it, to clean it up, so you can begin the reset. Yep, look at this. Moving forward to a calmer place because of your courage. So look, when we pray for courage, those of you who pray, those of you who manifest, and we say, please, please, please give me courage to put whatever it is there. The universe doesn't come and sprinkle courage. The universe starts giving you situations where you have to find your courage. This is what this feels like. So for some of you, this is a relationship that you're not expecting. But I want to say that with the Six of Cups here, this could be somebody that you already know. It could be someone from the past. It doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying it is someone that you already know, because there already is an attraction. This isn't somebody that you don't know, but it could be somebody you've never dated. It could be somebody that you've never had a romantic relationship with, but it is somebody that you know, somebody who actually is either living a parallel life to you or somebody who is about to pursue you. You can see that the king is facing the queen's back. So I feel like somebody is about to pursue you hardcore, somebody who's been keeping their feelings under the surface. They could be a Scorpio. We've got Scorpio energy. They could be an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. They don't have to be any of those signs, friend. There's Virgo here as well. We've got Cancer and Pisces. They don't have to be any of those signs. They could embody that energy. So it could be a Cancer who's coming in hot, like the King of Wands. You know what I mean? It could be somebody who is an air sign who is coming in like the King of Cups. Somebody who's got a lot of feelings under the surface and is about to say something because the Knight of Wands is here. The Knight of Swords is here. Look, we're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to come into the extended, I'm going to clarify the rest of this. There is I'm going to put down 3 cards, and we're going to talk more about what the outcome might be here. We are going to talk about what your advice might be going on from here. And Taurus, please know that there is a private read sale beginning tomorrow. It's on the 20th. I wanted to give you guys a sale on the pre-records because I know that you like the pre-records. So pre-record readings, 10% off. There's a code in the pinned comment. It is Reset 2026 because that's what we're going to be focusing on, what the reset looks like for you and giving you hope and what's going on in going forward. So we're going to go to the extended. If you'd like to be there, there also is a link in the pinned comment that is for the membership area. If you'd like to go to the membership area, that's where I'll be next. Let's put down 3 cards and find out what we're talking about. We've got, somebody coming in hot, friend. We've got the Knight of Wands. I'm going to say be brave. I feel like it does feel like this King and Queen of Wands energy that the king is pursuing you. I feel like there is an intense attraction. I also feel like that there has been something that's gone down between the two of you. Maybe you thought they liked you. Maybe they flirted with you, made a move, and then they stopped. The King of Pentacles. This person didn't want it to go into a place of the Knight of Wands. That's what it was. This person did not want it to go into this place of just passion. What they're doing is they're preparing to come in. Look, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, and King of Wands. The only one we don't have here is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is the one that's coming in with the facts and the words. But I do believe because the Knight of Swords is here, this person isn't used to speaking their feelings, speaking their mind when it comes to relationships, speaking about all the depth of what they hold. I think that this person probably has either a fixed sign or a Scorpio. You're about to find, oh, look at that. I shouldn't speak so soon, but that's the bottom of the deck. That's the future energy for me. I was just talking about the King of Swords. You are dealing with an Emperor, friend, because the Emperor doesn't date here, there, and everywhere. The Emperor makes a decision. And so I feel like we just needed to wait for the King of Swords to come up with an aha moment. Somebody had to gain clarity, get a breakthrough, a realization that you're the one. And I feel like that's coming up. I think it's been what's been really holding them down here is that they've been really burdened with the fact that they have so many feelings. They don't know what to do with them, because I think that this person is very logical. They could be someone who's an air sign or has a major air sign placement in the big three. It feels like either they're a Leo or an Aquarius, possibly Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, possibly a Leo, but definitely I think we're dealing in Aries energy, Emperor's Aries. All right, we're going to go into the extended. Let's talk about all this stuff. Wow. All right, I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back as I'm always back. You know that. Happy reset, friends. I'm going to go for now. Take care. Bye-bye.